episode of Just Kidding. We I don't even know what day of this shit is anymore, man. Today is fucking May.
March, April, what is it?
I don't fucking.
It's May 1st, actually.
It feels like day 1000, bro.
Start date.
It really does.
Something.
It's
Day
weird.
1000 of death.
There's days I'm like, I don't even know what day it is. I'm like, what fucking day is it today? Tuesday, Thursday, Friday? I don't know. But anyways, got me in the house. You got Salo, Chris, Lalo, and our extra boy, David.
Our extra boy?
Yeah. we're like Bone Thugs in Harmony. He's like Flesh and Bone over there.
The other guy.
He shows up like every other track.
Yeah,
and
he's
just,
totally
like,
a special guest, dude.
the fifth dog, you know?
He's the fifth bone.
Yeah, he's the fifth bone right there. It's a flesh bone.
I appreciate that, actually.
Yeah.
Or would you rather be the fifth Doug? Whatever you want to do.
You're very elusive, dude. You're very elusive. But yeah, anyways, how's it going, guys? And I don't want to talk about COVID-19 yet.
Yeah, fuck Chris.
Yeah, for you guys don't. You guys that
I'm tired of this. I'm tired
Carlo,
of it.
they found a cure. Go outside real quick.
Yeah, I found a cure too. Look, Chris.
Hey,
Chris,
you
look
guys
at this
sit down
cure.
naked and run around for like 20. That's the cure.
Chris, they found a cure. Go suck a dick.
I love the thumbnail for the last podcast that Chris is the fucking cure and just.
Yeah, that was great.
That was the shit, dude. That was the shit. But yeah, dude, how you guys doing, dude? How you guys doing with all this? You guys good or what?
Working, bro. Shit,
Yeah.
ain't no difference over here. Working. Go to work every day, man.
So
You know what I mean?
I'm going back to work on next week.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You going back to work next week?
Starting Friday next week.
Wait, so what? That shit's gonna reopen then, or what? What
Yeah.
the fuck?
Who decides on how
Chris,
things reopen?
Chris, you're about to have more patience.
Right before
Get ready.
you guys logged on and stuff, I was just telling David and stuff that I got an email the other day, and there was like, even though they're extending the quarantine to like I think June, I think not through May,
June 1st.
that they're making certain things like construction essentials. So they're kind of like making certain businesses essential, so you can kind of come back, but you still got to be like 6 feet apart and all that shit. So,
Is it
I
from
might go back.
state?
I might go back to work on Monday.
But does it come from a state level thing? Does it come from a federal level? Like, I guess
It's
Georgia's
a
the governor.
state thing because the federal
From the
thing-
governor?
I think it's a state level thing. Yeah.
the federal level ended on this Monday.
That's good though. I mean, Lalo, are you like good with that or no? I mean, with the new baby and stuff.
Uh,
I have a baby.
well, no, Joanna doesn't feel secure for me to go back because I mean, it's a flea market. It wouldn't be a flea market if you trying to have the least amount of people there. The whole point of the flea market is to fill it up with people, right?
Yeah, man.
Right.
But I mean, I honestly don't think a lot of people are gonna be flowing back. I don't even think a lot of vendors will be going back right away.
Yeah,
Do you
but you're
feel
still
like-
gonna be around people, though, dude. That's her concern, and I get it. Like, you're still gonna be around people. You're gonna try to you're gonna try to keep your 6 feet, which is fine. But in your line of work, you almost have to interact with people. You know what I mean?
I mean, my whole job exactly at the flea market is dealing with people, customers, other employees.
Yeah, and that's the problem. This is what I was saying. At least with my job as security, like I have the option, for the most part, because I'm driving around. I'm in a car. I'm patrolling. I don't have to interact with nobody. You know what I mean? I'm free outside all the time. Very, very minimal times do I have to interact with people. And if I do, I mean, I could talk to somebody more than 6 feet away and get my point across because I'm a very loud motherfucker. So
then when they come into your enclosure,
pretty much. Pretty much.
I don't know if you guys saw this meme the first couple of weeks of this guy. I think it happened like in London. It wasn't even here in the US. In London, this guy had like a thing in his head, and he had one of those sponge like sticks to make sure that nobody would come.
One of those pool noodles. Yeah, I saw that.
I'm gonna be walking around the flea market like that.
Honestly, you're probably better off at the flea market than crowding around Target and Costco and stuff.
To Walmart.
True. At least you're out in the open.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, but no, I completely agree. If you're working like in a warehouse where you're like, there's no air
Yeah,
circulation,
inside.
you're fucked.
Yeah.
But well, I have till Friday to decide if I should go back.
But so, what's the consequences if you don't go? I guess is the real question.
Death.
Well, I mean,
Can you lose your job?
No, I don't think so. I don't think I'll lose my job. But I know that now that the flea market is choosing to open up, I am somebody that essential because I deal with vendors and customers. I mean,
And your management, correct?
Well, yeah. So it's one of those things that I know that if the flea market is gonna open, for sure they're gonna want me there.
Right.
But I'm pretty sure if I tell you know what, maybe I'm gonna wait a little bit longer. I'm pretty sure they're not gonna. I'm gonna get reprimanded. We're like, well, then you're gonna get laid off or fired. I don't think so. But I mean, it's also steady check. Going back and getting
absolutely. No, absolutely. Trust me, I get it.
I actually, Ceci and I were talking about like how I think somebody posted like, once they lift this quarantine, I'm still not gonna go out for about a month because it's like you don't know if this shit will just I'm like that's actually a very smart idea, like because you just don't know, like if what they say happened in China is like they lifted the fucking the restrictions and then people came back and it was a spike. It's like
exactly, dude. It happened in China. They opened the restrictions. Was it 2-3 weeks ago? And then right away they started getting cases. So
yeah.
Well, the amount of cases doesn't really matter. It's more like the rate of fatality, dude.
Yeah,
exactly. I mean,
really, you want more cases, but no fatalities.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, but
because
people are gonna do the stupidest fucking things if you just lift this shit up real quick. There's already people that can't fucking follow the rules and are getting together and having little parties. Like, there's like these stupid little things that you're just like, dude, just chill, just wait, dude. You know what I mean? Like, as soon as they lift this shit, people are gonna go fucking crazy, have fucking massive parties, go outside, be all up.
Wasn't it this past weekend when people were at the beach?
Yeah.
Well, that's been going on for like 3 weeks now.
Yeah, and they're like, it's been busy. It was busier that weekend than it ever is on 4th of July, dude. Like, I'm telling you, like people are just they're gonna blow it out of. They're gonna like overdo it. Is what I'm saying. That's what sucks. And that's where if they are infected,
that's where Darwin comes into play, and we just let it play out.
Hey, all these cases are like people are actually injecting themselves with disinfectants, like natural selection.
Doing that.
There's actual people doing that.
We'll get to you. Yeah, there's been cases already. Dude. Like Lysol, I think Lysol had to put out a public service announcement. It's like, no, do this. I'm like, let him. Dude, if you're stupid enough to do it, you should die. Fuck.
Yeah.
Like,
I can't believe that. That's crazy.
People are stupid, man. People are so dumb. I'm telling you. They get all dramatic. They fucking hear some shit.
So at that point, does Trump get blamed for that because he was the one that said it?
No, they asked him, and he basically said, like, I take no responsibility. He even said, I can't imagine why people would do it. I'm like, really? You have the audacity to say, I can't imagine why people would do it? You just told people to do it.
That's fucking crazy, dude.
Fucking simpletons out there that just
Did he say he started chugging Lysol?
He said that wouldn't it be something if you could just inject yourself with like disinfectant and Lysol and stuff, and people are like, like they start doing it, like idiots.
You can't blame him for what he's saying.
Well, no,
what are you talking about? People get in trouble for saying a lot less. Of course he could get. He's the president of the United States.
How?
He's insinuating you should do that.
No, he's not.
Okay.
So my understanding is that was taken out of context in a bigger picture, but that could just be good.
No, it wasn't even taken out of context. That was the context.
How many people don't get in trouble for stuff that they say that's taken out of context, right?
I don't know the whole thing, but it's just like the grab the pussy statement where it was in a different context. I'm not excusing either statement. What I'm saying is he's got handlers that are trying to like PR the situation, but let's look at the reality. This is a gentleman who's like 70, maybe 80 years old or whatever, who was propped up to be a political head point of a pin. Yeah, and he's a senile old man who just is put on this place, who really doesn't make decisions, says whatever he wants. So when Grandpa so-and-so says crazy shit, does anybody really with good, critical thinking take it seriously?
Well,
no,
this is why
but he happens to be the president of the United States,
this is why they
so we
got.
hold him to this higher standard.
This is why they gotta
But-
pull the 25th Amendment on him. When he's unfit, he has to. The 25th Amendment basically says if he is unfit, mentally or physically unfit, that he doesn't. It's not that it gets resigned, but basically he loses his position.
If I'm gonna be honest, I think he was not fit from the start. I mean, that's
Well,
but
yeah, that can be debated.
This is for me where one of those things where don't look to leadership at this point. We're all kind of on our own here. To look to leadership is like
sad.
to look to leadership is to ask Daddy to come save the day. And the truth is, that's not going to happen ever. If
and Daddy is an old senile man.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, dude, you got right now. Like, I went to the office the other day, and they literally have papers up that show you how to wash your hands, with cartoons and shit. It's this is how fucking simple fucking people.
Because people don't know how to wash.
You would expect to see at a preschool, fucking just open the water, grab soap, rub your hands, turn off the water, paper towel, throw it in the trash, and I'm like, I want to go out to the office, but is there anybody that needed this for real?
I bet you they did. That's why they have it up there.
Yeah, but people are so fucking disgusting, dude. They're just no, I don't.
I take care of patients all day, and I can't tell you how many use the bathroom, go straight from the bathroom to their bed. It's like, hey, go hit the fucking sink real quick. It's one of these things where
you guys
I think
Hey,
Round
Chris,
of
and
applause.
they only wash their fingertips, right?
Disgusting.
yeah.
But this is why you're at the hospital. Go wash your
There's no real point to be made other than just what I was saying initially, where we can't hold him really accountable for a lot of things because who gives a fuck? He obviously is not doing the best job, but that's a terrible job anyway. That really shouldn't be put to one person. It's an antiquated system that we have. It's just what we use.
Yeah.
But looking to leadership from that's a macro level, micro level. I'm at a hospital. The leadership I'm gonna fucking be honest, is just terrible right now. So many potentials for exposures, so many mishandling of cases, and that's not anything I'm breaking news on because everybody's saying that throughout the nation. And my question, Lalo, is you're being told to go back to work. It's like a blessing and a curse because it's okay, I got my job, but what am I walking into? Was there any leadership there? And at this point, you can see it's the same thing. You can't trust what any of them say. You have to take it upon yourself to have the precautions to do what you can and control the universe that you have influence over.
Personal choice and personal responsibility based on what you got. Right now, I'm sure it'd be a lot different if you didn't have a newborn. You wouldn't be thinking about it as much.
You would be gone. You'd be ready to get back for sure.
And I'm the same way, dude. I honestly, if they fucking because I can work from home and stuff, I'm comfortable working from home right now. But I actually don't want to go back to the office. I'd rather just fucking stay home because I do have a newborn at the house and shit. Also, I'm getting a lot more done here and stuff. But that's besides the point. Stuff. I don't want to bring anything home. You know what I mean? I don't want to bring any sickness.
Right. Oh yeah.
No, well, for the flea market, in a way, I can understand why they want to reopen because the family they're in the business. They own Bay 101, they own shopping centers, they own the flea market, and I'm pretty sure the family they're hurting because all that income that they were gaining all the time from casino, from flea markets, from shopping centers, it's basically down to nothing. So I'm pretty sure they're you know what, let's fuck it, let's not wait till June 1st. I'm pretty sure they figure something with the county where they're okay, you guys can open with minimal stuff because from what I understand, it's going to be minimal staffing. Parking is going to be free, at least for the first weekend. So it's just basically a skeleton crew.
Well, so is there a limit on the people that can go in, or did they give you clear guidelines of what it's going to look like? Everyone has to wear masks and gloves.
Well, I got going on Friday, which is basically the day before the flea market because it's a weekend thing, just to get things together. And I'm pretty sure we're going to be told or I'm gonna get told like how is it gonna be, like the procedure.
And how to run it, yeah.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure they're not gonna want everybody or anybody to like just basically back to dealing with people face to face. I'm sure they don't. The flea market doesn't want to be liable for anybody.
Yeah,
getting
I'm
sick.
sure the flea market's gonna have some type of protocol.
Yeah.
Made up for this. Of course, dude. They have to. They have to. They can't just put you out there blind and be like, go back to work here, guys.
Figure it out.
Yeah, exactly. Figure it out. No, tampoco. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know that the flea market may not be in a sense, like the best place or the most responsible place to work at or whatever you want to call it, but I know they're not just gonna throw you back in and be like, here, just let people cough on you. You know, they got to have some type of protocol.
Yeah,
it's a business at the end of the day.
What about you, David? Have you been working at home, or what's the deal there?
No. I work in construction, dude. I can't work. So
Exactly.
I've been chilling here with the kids.
Like, are you a what they call journeyman, or you have okay?
Yeah.
So you're just waiting for the green light from.
Yeah, we got an email today, so it looked like things might start up on Monday or Tuesday.
So David, you do commercial? You do commercial jobs?
Yeah, we do like commercial. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So we do a lot of like data centers and stuff like that. So that's probably the job we're gonna head to. One of these data centers. We do a lot of LinkedIn, stuff like that, Apple, Google. We do all that stuff.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, dude, how are you not essential? I mean, plumbing.
Yeah, right.
No, but if you're commercial,
Yeah, that is true because that's hard to believe that you're not an essential worker, that you haven't been working. Because at my site they have a bunch of data centers. They have a data center too, and there's people coming in and out all the time. To keep that shit up.
It's gonna be service guys though.
Yeah.
Our service department, they were up. Our service plumber and the HVAC guys, they were working, but.
Oh, okay.
Not to do I usually do like new construction and stuff like that.
Ah, okay. Well, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Is your wife working, dude?
Yeah. She works at the county. She's been working.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Full benefits, full paycheck. That's beautiful right there. Yeah. And I'm sure their protocols are really good. I mean, I would assume they're good because it's a county job. Oh, really? Oh, it's even better.
Yeah, it's better for.
I hear horror stories coming out of there.
From where?
From the county, VMC, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear it's like pretty bad over there. Actually, no. At least nursing.
Oh no. She works for the county, not the VMC.
Oh, gotcha.
She's in social services, kind of.
Dude, so Lalo, how's the baby doing? She driving you guys crazy yet?
No, but lately, as of the last couple of actually ever since last Saturday, my mom came, and she came around the time where she was supposed to be sleeping, but obviously she stayed away because of my mom. And ever since then, her routine changed where she'll honestly be eating for like an hour or two, and it takes another 2 hours to go to sleep, and then she'll go to sleep, and then 30 minutes she wakes up again, and then she wants to eat more. So, but it's just, I mean, things are changing. So, but it's all good.
It's good, man. It's good.
Don't get in while you can, man. They grow up fast, man.
No, dude, she's already. She already it's outgrowing some of her clothing. The little cradle that we have, she's already getting long enough where her head and her feet are already almost reaching both ends. And I'm telling John,
all these things that you only use for like a couple weeks, dude. Like, it's like, fuck, dude. Like, so much shit, and they're only using it for like 2-3 weeks.
But yeah,
which is mind blowing when I find out that like certain parents. Which, hey, to each his own, right? Everybody can do whatever they want with their children and buy whatever they want for their children. But it kills me sometimes when I find these parents that buy like Jordans and all these stuff for their kids.
Dude, yes.
And I'm like, and these shoes are sometimes almost as expensive as like our shoes, right? Our size shoes. ¿Y qué tanto lo usan? And David, you know, and Juan and you got exactly. They use them for maybe 2 months.
Maybe? It's that, dude.
Well, what I'm saying is, once they get a little bit older, it takes a little bit, but it like you said, once or twice, dude. Dude, and I tell you because for my baby niece, I bought her some like white Adidas, like the shell top and stuff, because I have them. So I bought her some too. They're like white and pink. And my mom was like, "No, I don't want to put them on her because they get dirty because they're white." I said, "I don't give a fuck." I said, "Put those motherfucking shoes on her." Don't get me wrong; they weren't expensive. They were no Jordans, right? Yeah. I paid maybe $40 for them, $30, and that's still expensive. Don't get me wrong. And my mom's over here like, "No, es que no quiero que se mugren." And I'm like, "Ma, put those motherfucking shoes on this child because." And David, you're right.
You know how many times what you just told me? She just outgrew the shoes, man.
Como David just said, I saw those shoes on her once, way. That was it. And by the next time I told my sister and my mom to put them on, ya no le quedaban, güey. And I'm sitting here like, nigga, I bought that shit. And then, it's because we don't want, I don't give a fuck. Let them get dirty. By su son, I'd rather her shoes get dirty than her feet. Put those motherfucking shoes on them. We're getting updated every day and seeing what happens with everything in life right now.
Well, it's all new. You kind of
exactly
gotta flow with it.
Yeah.
Do the kids get scared with all this stuff? Like especially like your older ones?
No, I don't make it a big deal, dude. Because I mean, you got to see what the actual. At the beginning, we don't know what it is. It's novel. You hear that it's deadly, but then as the numbers start rolling in, you start thinking about it. Is it as deadly as other stuff? No. It's bad. I'm not going to say it's not a horrible death.
It's no big deal. It's no big deal, sweetheart. Just don't go outside or you'll die. Okay, go.
Yeah, exactly.
I say this: if it was Ebola virus, that would be some scary shit for sure.
Oh yeah, I'd be worried if it was Ebola, because Ebola's got like a 50% death rate, and this thing's going on 1% or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
No, I mean this is the flu. I'm not saying it's not bad. It's a very contagious flu. And if you have poor health, it can kill you.
Exactly.
And people are still kind of not sure because it's like you can be healthy and get very sick. I don't know what the numbers are. People that are super healthy and they get sick and they die, but the reality is people are dying. So it's kind of like,
from what I've been reading, the rate of that is pretty much zero. So like, I'll read studies and stuff. I got time. So the studies I've been looking at say like 90% of the people that have died have more than one issue going on. It's not comorbidity. I think they're calling. They're dying with not necessarily.
Yeah. But this is America. Everybody's got an underlying issue.
That's the soft underbelly that this is exposing. Because America is supposed to be like the pinnacle of human society. Like at this point in time, truth is we fucked up. Like we weren't prepared for this. Now, if this was something like Ebola, hopefully this sets us up so when that does happen, because that's an inevitability, like, will we be prepared? Who knows?
Like, we won't be.
Hell no.
Yeah, all it took was a flu that's hard to stop spreading to kneecap the entire world. So
yeah, exactly.
Like, it just kind of shows you how scary that there is no big father figure to take care of everything. It's up to us to be able to like be responsible, personal sovereignty.
What are you talking about? Trump takes care of us, you fucking asshole.
Keep drinking the Lysol.
Trump can't do it. A lot of that stuff's up to the states.
About?
A lot of the states got to share the blame too.
There's a lot of blame to go around, and we'll be 5 years in the future, and people will still be talking about who was to be blamed. The point is, there's no point of playing the blaming game because it ain't gonna get us anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. That's the problem. Is that people? I feel like you said, can't, as a nation, as society, or whatever you want to call it, we can't get over the fact of pointing the finger at somebody. Why not just say, you know what? Hey,
it's this way. It's hard to take personal responsibility.
Yes, exactly.
That's why a lot of people give up the rights. That's why a lot of people say, I'll let the government take care of me. Life's too hard. I want someone else to tell me what to do, and they're shirking their own responsibilities.
I was saying earlier how Elon Musk, even he was like talking about this is fascist to make people stay at home. It's just the verbiage. It's like people can choose to stay home so that they're helping not spread the thing.
Well,
to make
you really
you
can't though.
have to
That's the
stay
thing. You can't really. I can't go to the park right now. I can get cited.
Yeah, you can. He's right
Well,
though.
it depends.
'Cause-
I take my crew to a park every single day. And the
No,
cops,
but it's a different type. It's a different type of what you're doing. Like if you're going to the park to walk, and you're with your kids or you're walking your dog, like you. I don't know if they'll cite you for that. It's like if you're at the park and you're hanging around and
Well, it's not essential. They're saying if you're not doing essential. Well,
right. Like if you're hanging out and you're just doing dumb shit. Like I heard not too long ago in Fremont, I think it was, some kids were like standing in front of a 7-Eleven and just being stupid, I guess, and just hanging out. And the cops came up. They're like, "What are you guys doing?" And they probably could have been safe with just being like, "Oh, we came to get something. We're leaving out." But they were like, "Oh, we're just hanging out. Oh yeah, $500,
well,
$500, $500."
that comes
Like,
that comes down
Should've shot him.
that
Should've
comes
shot
down to the officer.
should
That,
have shot him.
so that comes
Damn,
down to
right.
I'm
that
just
comes
saying,
down
like,
to the
that's
officer.
the
If
shit,
an
you know
officer
what I mean?
wants to be an asshole, well then you're in bad luck. But
But then there are people that are fucking being assholes too, dude. It's like, dude, like I said, I think I said this in the last time we were talking and stuff. Like when we went to the park and there's just some fools out there barbecuing and shit. It's like you're just being an asshole. You really are just fucking like, come on, bro. Like there was like 10 of them and stuff, and they're just hanging out. Like you don't think we want to do that shit, like for real? But you're just being an asshole. That's why. So for those motherfuckers, yeah, I would have given them all a fucking fine. Like, dude, you
why
fucking,
is that?
huh?
Why?
Because the park is fucking shut down. You're not supposed to be in group hangs. And it's like, if you're going to do that shit, you know what? Go to somebody's fucking house. Dude, you're just fucking being out there just to be, you just want to bring attention to yourself. And that's exactly what you did.
Yeah, I don't agree with that at all, dude. I don't agree with that at all.
You just bring them, you know what? It's like, you guys could have hung out at one of your guys' house if you guys really wanted to hang out and do all this shit. But you guys want to go out there and just be assholes, dude. It's like, you know what's going on right now. All that shit is marked off with, like, they got like those police crossing lines and stuff. They had them cut them to get into like the picnic area and shit. And even each individual bench is all marked off and stuff. Just fucking, I mean, dude.
Yeah, but they still got freedoms.
Of course, but this is beyond freedom stuff. This is one of those things that's just like, so this is just one of those things that's just like, dude, you know what? The longer you do stuff like this, and if you get infected, the longer we all have to stay inside. The longer this happens. Huh?
I don't agree with that. We shouldn't have to stay inside.
Why aren't you outside?
I've been out there.
Okay. So, I mean, so
No,
you totally agree that we shouldn't be inside at all.
So
When you quarantine people, you don't quarantine the healthy people, right? You quarantine the sick people. There's some subset of the nations that should absolutely be quarantined.
Do you know who's infected by looking at them?
No, of course not.
Exactly. That's the problem. That's exactly what the quarantine is doing.
there's
It's
not
like,
enough testing to find out who is sick and who's not sick.
they're what?
Right?
There's not enough testing to find out who's sick and who's not sick.
apparently Vietnam did a real good job. Like Vietnam's numbers are way better than ours because they just said, "Fuck it, test everybody as much as possible." So their numbers are like much lower.
No, and then were we
That's
talking
the right
about this
approach.
last week? Were we talking about this last week where it was like, if you want to go get tested, it's like $300-$400. Like
No, you're talking about $3,000, dude. $300. You're talking about
no, to get tested,
$3,000.
I heard it's like $300.
Well, you probably have good insurance, but for those people that don't have insurance, it's easily like.
No. I don't think insurance is covering the test.
Exactly. David's right. I don't think it is. It's all coming out of pocket, which is hella convenient, right? It's like, oh yeah, you can go get tested, but it's out of your pocket. Like, what? How is this not part of an? Go ahead.
Look at South Korea, though. Look at what they did. They didn't social distance anything. They did a massive amount of testing, and when you figure out who's actually sick, you quarantine them because that's the higher risk group.
But we're a bigger country than South Korea.
That would have been the right thing to do.
That's what we tend to forget is that we're way bigger than most of these other countries.
It doesn't matter. We claim to be
some of these countries.
We claim to be the best country. That's a perfect model. test everybody. Like tell every city, at this day, at this location, drive through, get tested, and if you come positive, then we're gonna have to put you quarantine.
So then you'd be okay if they said, listen, we're gonna start taxing more because we need to test people because that's where the test is gonna come from, right?
Well, if this is a
taxing
life,
people.
if this is a life death situation, I'm pretty sure no one's gonna be complaining like, "Well, I'm gonna get tested."
Oh, I guarantee you, there will be people.
Well,
saying
yeah,
no
that's always. I agree,
That's
but
what
for
I'm
the
saying.
vast majority, if you have Ebola right now, and somebody tells you, "Okay, we're gonna test you, but more taxes for you," you're gonna be like, "Fuck it, I'd rather die than to
Right.
get
I'm agreeing. I'm just saying there'd be more than enough people to be like, no, why are you gonna tax me more, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
I agree.
That's the whole thing, It's one of those things where it's like, well, there's ways of doing it, obviously, right? But it's like, how many people are willing to, as we say, sacrifice that kind of stuff and say, you know what, fuck it, go ahead, take more money out of my paycheck and everybody else's paycheck to get this shit done. I don't know, but I don't think there'd be enough people for that, and that would be the problem.
But I mean, going back to what David was saying, that in an ideal place, that would have been the right thing to do. Test people,
Absolutely,
and whoever's
absolutely.
sick, you're gonna go
Absolutely.
be quarantined at this location, and whoever is not, you go home and
Go ahead and go out. Right,
Yeah.
right.
Because
So-
like something like 80 or 90% of the people that have it are asymptomatic. So that means that they have a less deadly strain of it.
Yeah.
It's mutated a few times. Those people have a less deadly strain of it.
It's also mutating though.
Yeah,
Well,
I just said that. Yeah. There's a few strains. A lot of people are catching a less deadly strain. So if you let that circulate, the less deadly strain circulate, then you build up your herd immunity. Right now, what happens? Right now, there's no herd immunity, right?
Right.
When things start popping off, when things start opening up, what's going to happen? That's when you get your second wave.
And we'll see that in November, October-ish.
Yeah.
Towards the end of the year again. When it starts getting close.
Right now, they don't even know if the people that got infected and got over it, if they could be reinfected. I mean,
nobody knows.
Darwinism will say that you build up an immunity, but they don't even have that data to say you survive this, you don't have to worry about it anymore.
They make it sound like it's a chicken pox. Oh, you got it once, you won't get it again. Like, well,
chances are it's going to be like the flu. It's something we're going to have to deal with every year, but it's hopefully not as dirty. Hopefully it's not as deadly. And the only way we do that is for the lesser strains to go around, and you build some immunity.
Right. But I mean, fuck, dude. And that's the other thing, David. I was telling these guys last week that the survival rate is higher than the death rate, like you were saying earlier. You know what I mean? But the media, like the regular media, never shows that. Which is, like I was saying last week, which is one of the things that bothers me is that they don't show that.
You want hits?
Yeah, exactly.
You want to go to their website? Drive
exactly.
Well,
Just show the deaths. Don't show them how many. Don't show
Yeah,
how many
but
people.
you also got a lot of people that are not going to admit that they have underlying ailments, and then they're fucking just to be outside or whatever, and then they fucking spread it or they die, and then they go, I don't know what happened. It's like, well, you were already unhealthy and stuff. There's just too many fucking stupid people out there, dude.
Yeah,
honestly, you're giving a lot of benefit of the doubt, but you're not taking into account how many fucking stupid and irresponsible fucking people there are out there and stuff. To the point where they will spread it. They will spread it just
exactly regular flu, just as dead. You jump in your car, you can crash. There's threats everywhere.
Yeah, of course there's threats everywhere and stuff, but I mean, you're giving into account like everybody's just responsible as fuck. It's like it's not the case. It's not like people will be stupid that they'll fucking risk everything just to go out and party one night and shit, and they don't give a fuck if they're gonna infect anybody or if they're infected themselves and shit. It's just
well,
your responsibility.
That's what freedom means. That's part of freedom.
Yeah, unfortunately, but it's also like a lot of it's I don't know what I'm trying to say, but it's like.
But I mean, isn't that kind of work the same way with people who got herpes and AIDS and stuff? Like, what are you gonna do? Quarantine them for the rest of their lives? You know what I'm saying? Like that like David said, it's part of you got to make your decisions and because I don't know about you, but I don't know anybody. And I don't know by looking at somebody, that person does or does not have herpes or does not have AIDS, right?
I look at you.
Those are a little bit more. Those are a little bit more personal
You-
choices and stuff. Like if you don't want to wear rubber and stuff. Yeah, that's your right and everything and shit. But you know, there's how many people are right now or have been infected by coronavirus and maybe they didn't even make it. That's not going to happen to me. That's not going to happen to me.
There's plenty of people.
100%.
That's just with anything in life. You get.
That's with anything. You never think you're gonna catch the flu, right? And then you get it. I mean,
I don't know about that. I mean, everybody knows you're going to get sick at some point. But having this particular one,
there's people who haven't had the flu in years, bro. I mean, it's just it's one of those things, dude.
True, but there's a flu vaccine.
But it doesn't catch them all. It's only for a few of them. That's why people get sick every year and
because Juan, don't tell me you don't know people who've had the flu vaccine, the regular vaccine, and then still get sick.
The whole thing of the flu shot is that it's only a vaccination for one strain of flu. But there's like so many out there in the world that is curing you for one, but there's like 100 other ones that are still floating around.
I mean,
but it's going back to the whole like citing people for like giving tickets for people like socializing right now. And this is something that I thought about and I used to think about back in high school. Like, why do we get tickets for not wearing a seatbelt? If I don't want to be safe, if I don't care about my life, if I crash and I go through the windshield, that's on me. That's my stupid choice. If I want to fly out the window before I die, that's my choice. Why do I have to get a ticket if I don't wear a seatbelt?
In a perfect world, but then you got all kinds of lawsuits and all kinds of shit that'll happen. Because people, even though they'll choose not to, they'll sue the car company. They'll sue the city and all that shit. That's why.
I get litigation. That too. I get it. There's a bunch of stuff that I get it, but it's one of those things like, why do I have to get a ticket for not worrying about myself? But yeah, of course, if I die, who knows, my family might end up suing the automaker for whatever reason. But going back to the whole, I just wanted to bring this up because like why should I get cited if I want to go socialize and expose myself? But I get it. You don't know you have it and you're exposing other people. So it's
not even exposing other people. There's a case that happened I think in Santa Monica. Dude was paddleboarding in the ocean by himself and he got arrested.
Yeah, I saw the video.
Why is that not allowed?
And that one I agree.
He's going to infect the dolphins, David. God damn it. What's wrong with you?
So why is that not allowed?
Yeah.
I don't agree with that one because I walk my dog every day and I'm not around people. And if there is somebody,
you should be cited, Juan.
I actually we have our space and stuff, but I'm not having like public gatherings.
I don't care. You should be cited.
I haven't even got to see my parents and stuff, or let my parents come see the baby and stuff because of all the shit, and stuff. Seems like so it's like because not only that because I don't if it's legal or illegal, it's one thing and stuff. It's just like I got a newborn at home, I got to think about that. Yeah, but it also does suck that I can't have my parents over, have Ceci's parents over to come see the baby and stuff because of this and shit. So you just got to be mindful with stuff like that. Yeah, I don't agree with that paddleboard thing. If he was just out about and doing shit, and he was out and about, and he was far from a person, that's whatever.
I understand.
But the food that were barbecuing and shit, like, come on, dude, you're just being an asshole. Dude. Like, what's going on there.
What's the difference between them barbecuing and them going to Costco and waiting in line, touching the same items, going down the same aisle?
You're not doing one for survival. You're doing one just to hang out. If you're going to survive, is it essential for them to be out and barbecuing right now during this whole social distancing thing? And the whole Costco thing is like you're going to get stuff to sustain yourself.
But either way, they can get you sick.
Yeah, it doesn't change the outcome. If they're yourself.
Believe me, if they weren't essential, we wouldn't have Costco's either. We wouldn't have fucking grocery stores.
If we don't have Costco, we'd have riots, dude. First thing.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
No shit.
If we didn't need food to survive, then I would fucking tell people don't go to Costco either. Fuck.
I think for the whole.
With no...
Huh?
Go ahead, Chris.
Well, no, have you been to like a Safeway recently? Because I guess shipping has started to stop. and you
Yeah,
can see shelves like empty.
Yeah, there's no meat, dude. I went to Target. And I went to Lucky's a couple days ago, dude. They're
Well,
running out
I
of meat.
think
That's supposed to be an issue.
When did I go to? I went to. Was this one right here? Lucky's. Yeah, there was plenty of meat.
well,
This
it's
was
because
like
I went to Cardenas today and got
Yeah.
8 pounds of
there's
motherfucking asada.
two of the major meat companies
Yeah,
have,
they didn't have
closed.
shit at Target when I went a couple days ago, and then maybe like a month ago at Lucky's, they had like a real like light
Well,
amount.
we're gonna run out of produce pretty soon, but when it comes to meat, I know the two major meat packing companies have closed because like hundreds of their employees have been positive, not dying, but they come up positive on COVID-19. So two of the major meat companies have closed. So that's gonna
Yeah,
that's
the shit
gonna
that's
hurt.
gonna come up quick, dude.
So yeah, pretty soon meat is gonna go up. It's gonna go up in price. It's gonna be more expensive than gas.
I mean, it already is expensive as shit. What are you talking, dude?
Yeah.
Trust me.
But just once the shelves start emptying, you get to see what people are really like. It's like the Joker from Dark Knight. It's like
Yeah.
you get to see who they really are. They'll eat each other.
All we need is a push.
yeah.
So, so this is a time where you have to be aware of when people are in power, they're gonna take opportunities to seize more power. So this is the world's 9/11. This is 9/11 was just an American thing, and after that we had the fucking Freedom Act, and they can go into all of your data. They collect everything.
The Patriot Act.
What the Patriot Act? I'm sorry. And so what happens now? Because this is the world's 9/11 moment.
This is when Skynet takes over.
Well, so we have a fucking computer. It's funny you bring that up. At the hospital I work at, everybody's health, your data, like vital signs, your lab work, gets put into an AI, and the AI flags for people who are higher risk for so-and-so. It's like automating all of healthcare to a point. It makes me feel like, well, what the fuck is the point of the nurse or even the physician?
Yeah, what am I
or
doing
anybody?
here, right?
Like, okay, just sit there and get your blood pressure taken every hour, and then the machine tells you, like, it's all of your personal information, at least your data media is being collected because of 9/11. Our health data now, I'm fucking telling you, is going to become a commodity that people will want to hold and own. Your phone will be attached to your heart rate. Your phone will know your blood pressure, your distance you walk, and it's like, then what's the excuse?
And who you interact with too.
Exactly, and
that's what Google and Apple are doing right now. They're trying to track everybody and see who they're interacting with.
It's like
anything that comes out in your phone, anything that comes out on your phone screen, even if you're just skimming through, it's already it's called metadata. Metadata is valuable right now.
So that's the Patriot Act stuff. So my concern is the health stuff that's coming after this. We're all going to be like, we want to feel safe. Well, track where everybody goes so I can see where COVID's at. Well, now they know where you are. Now they know your heart rate.
There's a bigger plan to that, absolutely.
And we talk
about
again.
I don't know if it's a plan. I don't know if there are people orchestrating it. There may or may not be, but there are people that are waiting there, dicks on their hands, ready to go and fucking just waiting for this to happen.
I think we did a podcast a while ago where I think it was one of you guys knew somebody that worked in a facility that was like nothing but like supercomputers just collecting data. I don't know if you guys remember that podcast that we did.
That was me, dude. That was when I told you that one of my boys was in the military and
the PlayStations.
Yeah, they the very first models of the PS3 in their base form before they were made into PlayStations like gaming consoles. The PS3 itself is considered a supercomputer, which is what a PlayStation 4 is. A PlayStation 4 is it's a PS3 just souped up. That's basically what it is. Or maybe a PS3 used to its more full potential, right? But what they were doing, it was like they were delivering these base form PS3s that were basically supercomputers, obviously, and they were just delivering like truckloads of these things to these bases, and nobody knew what they were going to be used for. I mean, and at the end of the day, it's just like, what are they going to use these? What are they using these base form supercomputers for? Huh? Who knows? At this point, I mean, anything and everything is possible, right? I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where you don't realize that, or maybe we do, and not enough of us do. Like, I feel sometimes we take the shit for granted. Like, just what was it the other day that the Pentagon released those UFO?
Yeah, what was that all
videos, right?
about?
For the longest time, I'll tell you right now. I
Or
think
it's a
you guys know I've
distraction.
always been one of those people who
It's
always
a
believed in this
distraction.
shit. Right. I've always been one of those people who believed in it, and I've always, anybody who asks, I openly admitted that I do. I don't like go up to people like, yeah, I believe in UFOs or aliens. But when people ask me, I'll straight out say, yeah, right. But not until this day, when the Pentagon released it, all of a sudden, I got all these people that at work and on the street, and like people that I know, hey, bro, aliens are real now, right? And I'm like, first of all, a UFO doesn't mean that it's an alien. Crap. Mm. You guys tend to forget, not you guys, but like people tend to forget what UFO stands for. It's an identified flying object. So it could be anything. It could be militarized aircrafts that we created as America, but we just don't know. We don't know how to identify them. So that's why they UFOs. Right. But for the Pentagon to release these things and say, you know what, these things are real, or they, this is something that's happening. Now all of a sudden people, now they're real. Well, what was it 10 years ago? Mm-hmm. When it was happening for real, yeah. And it was always happening. It's just stories like that where you were saying, Lalo, with my boy telling me about the supercomputers and stuff. Not one second that I hesitate to believe him, because the government is so crazy, so powerful that stuff that you hear and be like, that's crazy talk. No, not really. Not really. Yeah. You know what I mean? Not really. Don't think that it's just because it sounds crazy. It's not happening. They practice in the crazy area. That's why we are who we are. You know what I mean?
We have no clue what the government is doing right now.
Exactly. Everybody, for all we know, this is something they did, or it could be something that they didn't do. Right? I mean, we know, and it's hard to put it past it and say that they didn't do it. Or that they did do it. I mean, it's
for all we know, we're all plugged in right now to a supercomputer.
No, Neo, you're fucking not plugged in, okay? Fuck the Matrix.
So I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm gonna say that just outright. But to play devil's advocate, because I've heard this argument before, and we've been lied to a billion times before. I mean, all that like 9/11 was an inside job stuff, but. We are always being groomed to be more controlled like cattle, because we are instead of meat, the byproduct of human beings is labor and therefore money. Like, that is what we're being farmed for. The idea that, and this is an argument that conspiracy theorists kind of have, and I only listen because I want to know what other people say, but things like this, 9/11 made us lose our privacy with our devices. Right. This is the movement to lose our privacy with our health. The idea that they're starting to sprinkle the thought of UFOs or aliens, or it unifies the world, because we'll never not go to war with each other, because there's always something other than us. It's like your skin color, your religion, whatever. We always have a reason to shoot somebody else. Well, imagine an enemy that's not from the world, it's from somewhere else. Another dimension, another planet, whatever you want to call it, another plane of existence, another timeline from us. When you externalize the other, the tribal nature of people will make us all unified. And that's the worry that the conspiracy theorists have, is there's always trying to be a new world order. Then you will get barcoded, chipped, all your information's in one place, and total control. I mean,
isn't it already though?
No, but I'm arguing for you. I'm not saying against it. I'm just saying, when they start sprinkling, how convenient it is that they start sprinkling that information about UFOs.
I see what you're saying now.
At a time like now.
Maybe they did this
just because that information's been out for a few years.
Yeah, I understand that it's been out. It's like old news, that footage, but they're releasing it now.
Yeah, but it was
unclassified.
Unclassified.
It was old footage, but it wasn't. It was old footage, but it was always like, is it CG? Somebody made that. Now it's like the Pentagon is now saying, no, this is real, right? So that's the difference.
Honestly,
there's footage all over the place.
It's old news to guys like us who pay attention to it, who have a pulse on it.
I honestly think they're just trying.
It's new or approved now to people like, Mrs. Walker down the street who's like,
Right.
in her house, not getting out anymore, getting information only from
All
her
the
device.
Pentagon did was they stamped it and said, "Oh yeah, no, it is real." So
I think
all
they
these
just
people
wanna.
who you thought were crazy, they're not crazy.
I think they just
Yeah.
wanna put some
No, they're still
value.
crazy.
I think they just
Yeah,
wanna
no,
put some
absolutely,
value
we are
behind
crazy.
Trump's Space Force.
What was that, Lalo?
I think they just want to release this video because they want to put some value behind Trump's Space Force to make it seem like, oh shit, we are going to need a Space Force after all.
Dude, I don't know. Let me tell you something. If these crafts, whatever the fuck they are, whatever these crafts are traveling and doing the things they're doing, I don't give a fuck what Trump's got going on. We are not going to compete with anything that's out there.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be realistic.
Hey,
now, hold on. Granted, we don't know, like we were saying earlier, David, that we don't know what the military has, been working on secretly, right? But I have this gut feeling that we can't travel to the moon without, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, if these aircrafts are coming from space, that means they're traveling through Jupiter and Mars and passing all these planets, and they're doing it like that. I mean, I'm assuming, right? I don't know, but we can't get there. We haven't. It takes us how long to get to Mars right now?
9 months.
Years, right?
Nine
I mean,
months.
Like 6 months, I think, something like that.
It takes 6 to 9 months depending on the distance between the Earth and the moon.
Yeah.
Right.
It's moving
So
around
you
the
know what
sun
I'm
at
saying?
different
It's just
speeds.
like, you think about it. Whatever Trump's brewing, in a sense, ain't got nothing for these things that are out there. I don't think so. I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong. And for our sake as humanity, I hope that I'm wrong. You know what I mean? Because if there's something out there that's coming in and it's starting to show up, and I'm not religious, but God forbid they're aggressive, we're shit out of luck. Honestly, I feel that I don't care how much guns we have, and because I don't believe that these things are dealing with.
I've seen Independence Day. They don't have good intentions.
They don't. They don't.
It's okay. We got Will. We got Will Smith.
As long as Will Smith is still alive, we're good, bro. We need Will Smith and the timeless Jeff Goldblum. We're
Good.
ain't dying anytime soon.
Hey, Will Smith is still alive. We could do this.
Jeff
Hey,
Goldblum.
and Jeff Goldblum. No, you're right. Jeff Goldblum's alive too, so we could do this.
Hey, David, curious. You think 9/11 was an inside job?
You know what? That's weird you guys bring it up because I was just thinking about it yesterday, dude. And I don't know.
That's crazy.
I don't know.
I'm actually very curious to see what David thinks of it, Mr.
I don't know if it was an inside job. I mean, I kind of have the inkling
Dude,
that
I think the better question is, do you want to believe that is an inside job, or do you not want to believe that it was an inside job?
I would rather believe it wasn't, to be honest.
Right.
But it's possible that it was. I mean, it's not the first time that.
And what were we saying right now, David? To think that they don't do the crazy shit is
Right.
crazy for us to think that, right?
Yeah.
So fuck.
No,
Dude. And
no.
I mean, I'm in the same boat as you. I want to believe, and I'm hoping that it wasn't an inside job, but it's hard to think that it wasn't sometimes, you know.
Yeah. I've seen a bunch of the videos. It's
Yes. Those videos can fuck you up for a couple of days, dude. They can fuck you up for a couple of.
I just had to ask you
those videos.
because earlier when Chris said this is our world's 9/11, Dave was all,
Let me
And the reaction-
tinfoil
like,
hat
he's
again.
like, yeah, I got an idea. I guess
No, dude, I clearly.
The only reason I don't think it really was an inside job is, it's been 20 years and no one said anything. There's been no direct.
Everybody has been silent.
Nope.
But nobody said anything about
Every
JFK's
single
murder
person
either. So
that has tried
Right.
to write a book about it
Right.
always
I
wakes
mean,
up on a
they're just-
suicide.
You paid everyone money that nobody got. Nobody's getting greedy. If you brought out a story with evidence, dude, how much? That'd be a huge paycheck.
Yeah, absolutely. But it could also be your life. So
Yeah, but a lot.
You can also
there's that balance.
you
Money
can
or
also
life.
be you can also be labeled as a kook, just another conspiracy theorist.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, let's put it this way. Let's put it this way. If you had the evidence, in case it was an inside job, if you had the evidence, you don't think the government or a group of people are gonna do their hardest job to make sure that truth never comes out?
Yeah.
I mean,
Exactly.
How big of a
people
scope
still
is that?
people still don't know who
No.
killed Kennedy.
That's what I just said.
Yeah, but if you think about it, Kennedy would have been, be a handful of people to knock down how many buildings? How big a building? How much dynamite? How much C4 do you need?
What about building 7? Why did it collapse?
Yeah, that's the one that makes me think.
Dude, this is a fucking rabbit hole I'd rather not go down. I've already been. Listen, guys.
We only have like 3 minutes. Let's solve this shit right now.
No. Listen, I went down this rabbit hole years ago, and I lost sleep for like weeks, bro. Because I was like fucking like, God damn, dude. But you're right. It's one of those things where you're like David said, I don't want to believe that it is, but there's certain things that you see sometimes you're like, God, fuck, please say this ain't. No, that's made up. No, it's got to be made up.
It could be. And there's been other instances where the government attacks its own people.
Exactly.
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 It's not beyond the realm either.
That's what I'm saying.
Just
it's
watch
dude.
V for Vendetta. That's all I gotta say.
Don't get Juan started on that shit.
It's funny because it's funny that you bring it up, Lalo, because I just think of this whole pandemic with coronavirus as a St. Mary's situation in that.
Yep.
Only thing is that if the government comes out with we are the only ones that have the antidote deal. That would be
either that or China. I mean, if we're blaming China, it's not like China comes out with a cure. That tells you like, they fucking did this in a fucking lab.
They knew about it.
Even
they knew about it way before they said anything, dude.
Yeah.
So
we have kids.
Hey, well, how much time do we have left?
Let's do takeaways because I got a guest here, so I gotta go.
All right, 2 minutes. Lalo,
go ahead, David.
My takeaway is great to see David online. We'll see if Big Brother exists. At least one of us won't be back next week.
Go ahead, David. What's your takeaway?
I gotta rewatch Independence Day with Will Smith. I gotta do some 9/11 truth or videos again. And
don't do it. That's a rabbit hole you don't
I've been there before.
David.
I've been there before.
You got time. You have time.
I survived it once. I can survive it again, guys.
I'll be right. And V for Vendetta. I gotta hit that up again.
There it is. Tu, Juan, what do you think?
It
doesn't matter what you think.
just went through a bunch of things today, dude. So I got a lot. Chris.
Takeaway. Fuck, man. So all of this out of our control. Personal sovereignty is the only thing you have control over. 9/11, real or not, the coronavirus, something that was made or not. Are we in a simulation? Who knows? But the only thing we know is fuck you.
So we need Neo. So we need Neo, is what you're saying.
Neo, Will Smith, and Jeff Goldblum.
And Jeff Goldblum.
All right.
Yeah.
I'd watch that.
I'd watch that. That's a good movie right there. Anyways, takeaway. Listen, guys. As long as we keep coming here every fucking week or every 2 weeks, whatever else is happening in the world, we'll be all right, guys.
Yeah. And with that,
amen.
peace out.
Peace out.